Yes, everyone, welcome back to Forever United TV. I'm Adam. It is your Saturday evening update show on everything going on Manchester United on and off the pitch. And on the pitch, we are going to be finally talking what is going on with Manchester United. Tomorrow, match day is here. I'll have a little look towards the game and what's been said in and around the media today and around Manchester United ahead of the Arsenal game tomorrow. But first of all, let's get all of the transfer news in and let's get that well and truly covered for everybody. Get into the live chat and give me your comments on what's going on. Updates on Manchester United's midfield hunt. 2 weeks left to go. Updates on the goalkeeping situation as well. A little bit of a left field option for Manchester United in the midfield department. Yes, I've been digging. I've been trying to find out all of the information that's going around and everything that could possibly potentially happen for United in that midfield department. We're going to talk about that linked to Hjulmand as well. Remember when we made that list? When we were talking after the Belabor news, Indy broke that news regarding Manchester United's options. Top option is Adam Wharton. We spoke about that this morning, but what about the rest? Now, we haven't heard anything on Edison, but today Simon Stone on the BBC, who rarely talks about transfers, came out and hinted, and I say hinted, and this is lightly, but we have to look at everything that could potentially happen here, and Hjulmand is on the list for Manchester United and is a definite possibility for United going forward. Massive risk. Big U-turn for Manchester United in not going for a Premier League proven midfielder. Personally, I'm at a loss with what is best for Manchester United right now. I'm just looking at everything. I've spoken to quite a few people today, actually, just regarding the midfield options and what Manchester United are going to do. And when you look at it right now, it isn't easy to really decide what's best. And I mean that seriously for United. Like, you look at the players that are coming in. Are they going to be long-term players? If not, do we panic buy and bring them in? What's available in the loan market for Manchester United? I'm going to talk about that one in a minute as well on this show, because there is an option there also for Manchester United. So let's have a quick look through all the news and everything that's happening. The update from Romano on Jadon Sancho as well, just on Fabrizio Romano and what he's actually said regarding Carlos Baleba as well for Manchester United, is that he is definitely on Manchester United's list. He's made another video about it today, talking about it, that Brighton would not even give United a price. They've just said he's not for sale. And United are going to come back next summer, and he's a player that is definitely on Manchester United's list for next summer. That was Romano on that. We'll bring you the Romano-Sancho update also. But Baleba's gone. Let's move past it. Unfortunately for him today, his team conceded the 96th-minute equaliser to Fulham. So, unlucky Brighton, and there was quite a few... Spurs and Sunderland top of the Premier League early doors. I don't think it'll last, but it still feels weird having them up at the top of the table, doesn't it? It feels good actually having football to talk about again a little bit, and I know that everybody's looking forward to having football back as well. So let's have a little bit of a conversation about the football and what could happen with this Manchester United side tomorrow. Now we're getting closer. We're seeing everybody else play. What are your fears? What are you worried about? Are you seeing anybody who looks impressive that is just going to bowl Manchester United over again? Are we ready for the season? We'll get into all of that as the show goes on. And keep your conversations going, please, everybody, in the chat. Who's impressed you today in the Premier League and everything? We're talking Hjulmand. That's where I want to start, obviously, with that news from Simon Stone from the BBC, off the back of what Indy also said, that Manchester United, this is going to break. In fact, Indy's repost on Simon Stone and the BBC's article on their website was interesting enough today. Keep an eye on this one. He is 100% on the list. He is available for a transfer. Now, that being very, very key in anything United do. Sesko, like we said, available. Mbumo, available. Cunha, available. Baleba, not. The only transfer we've gone in for that we haven't got. Hjulmand, available. There's the difference. A deal can be done because the club is willing to sell, and that being Sporting. Now, obviously, we said this morning, Adam Wharton would be an adequate drop down from Carlos Baleba. It's not that much of a drop down, still is a drop down. We have to admit, Baleba is the top dog right now and was United's top target for midfield, but that's gone, as we said. Wharton's first, and United will approach Palace. Nothing is happening this weekend, like we said. This is all of the talk building up to what's going to come this week in the transfer market, and I think United fans just wondering, like, what happens next? Well, this is how it's going to go. All that matters right now is Man United against Arsenal, the rest of the Premier League action. As soon as Monday hits, we're going to get bombarded with all of the news of the transfers and everything that's going on at the football club. So get yourselves ready for that. That is coming this week. Hillman will be mentioned alongside Adam Wharton. Two of the stories of the three that Indy brought up that were going to be other options for United if they didn't get Baleba, when he posted that out 4 or 5 days ago, have now been mentioned by other journalists already going forward. We're just waiting for the Edison one next. I guarantee it comes. They're the three. Wharton, Hillman, Edison. It doesn't look like anybody else is coming. Hayden Hackney, you could say, is a long shot right on the outside of it. I don't think Manchester United are looking for quick fix players. Well, he's not a quick fix. They're not looking for drop-down options. He has to be better than Agate. He has to be better than Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes and Kobbie Mainoo. And there's not many out there right now. There's not many left. Could you say that Hillman is better as a number 6 than Agate? We don't know. Edison, the same. Never played in the Premier League. And Agate is probably at the same level right now as the likes of Hillman and Edison. And I'm only saying that because he's had more experience in the Premier League. And second season for Agate might actually work out for United. We don't know. Look, I want it to work for him. I've just got my reservations. I'm not fully convinced by him. And I'm not trying to get a man down. I want him to absolutely kill it. I really do. And we'll see. I wasn't impressed in pre-season overall, but he's shown signs. Let's see what happens. I don't even think he's going to start tomorrow, by the way. That tells you everything. If Casemiro starts tomorrow, then Man United need a 6. And they have to buy a 6 because Casemiro is not the answer for a full season in the Premier League. When you have to, and I mean have to, break back into European places this season. I cannot stand the likes of Paul Merson saying I don't even think they're relevant. I don't think they're going to get anywhere near the top 8. Oh, just to poke him in the eye and just say, shut up, you absolute lemon. And Man United actually do get into Europe this season would be gold. But now everyone's kicked off their season, like Spurs getting off to a flying start. Obviously, we've seen Liverpool last night. We've got City to come this evening as well. And you've got Chelsea. And obviously Villa and Newcastle. For us, not too bad. That draw was a good result for us today because they're the two teams I think United are going to be competing with going into this season. So I'm looking at that going, I'll take that. Villa didn't look up to much. Unless Newcastle get a striker, they're going to struggle this season. I think that was clear today. Fit, raring to go, great midfield, fast attack, but no one to put the ball in the back of the net. And that was against a 10-man Aston Villa before as well. So, unless they sort the Isaac situation out and bring a striker in, Newcastle are not going to be a threat. I do think they will do. But let's just see on that one. Manchester United have to compete. The only thing that Paul Merson did get right, and what I think, from what he was saying earlier on, was that all of the top clubs have a top midfield. And that is everything that makes a proper team. You don't win anything unless you've got a midfield. Liverpool's solid. City, look what happened when they lost Rodri. They went to pieces. Obviously, you've got Arsenal, solid midfield there with what they've got with Declan Rice. They had Partey last season. Now got Zubimendi. Obviously, Odegaard on top of that as well. Norgard in there as well. Like, there's so much there in their midfields. Joe Linton, Tonali and Guimaraes at Newcastle United. Even McGinn and their midfield, and Tielemans in that midfield with, I think it's Kamara, isn't it, for Aston Villa as well. Stronger than Manchester United. Everyone above us has got a stronger midfield. But how are we bringing in a player that's not got Premier League proven qualities? Is that going to be enough? And this tends to make you think outside of the box again. Again, like, I can repeat some of the stuff that I said this morning, but that's what happens when you look into this, when you go deep into United and where we're actually at right now. You keep on arguing with yourself about what the right option is. Do we do what we did in previous seasons and buy and panic right at the end of the window? Or do we realistically look at it and say, are any of Edison, Hillman or Adam Wharton better than what we've got already? And actually, here we go. In the chat right now, we've got Kobbie Mainoo, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro and Manuel Agate. That's our 4 central midfielders. I think we're all safe in saying that. I'm talking Hillman and Edison here. Are you bringing any of them two in, knowing that they're going to definitely be better than what we've already got? And be completely honest with yourselves with this, because they've not had any Premier League experience. And you could always say Agate played at the highest level with PSG and Sporting. You could say that Hillman, obviously, you could say every single one of these players has played at a higher level outside of Manchester United at one point, and then they came in. I think Casemiro probably is a point. He came in and smashed it. He was one of them players in his first season that came in and really made an impact for Manchester United. All of this just pushes me to a cheaper option every single time. It does. And that's how I look at it. I think this is just moving everything towards Manchester United actually going for a cheaper option right now. I just don't know if it's right. What's the point? Because you're not going to play him. He's not going to get in ahead of any of them 4 players. And that's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, and for me, looking at it, I honestly feel like Humans, yeah, good player. Great, knows Ruben Amorim's system. I'm not convinced. Ederson, I think, is the best of the overseas players right now, just because of his engine and what he's going to need to do in a Ruben Amorim midfield. I'm not saying Human doesn't have that. And you only have to look at his performances last season, just in the Champions League. I know it's highlighted that game against Manchester City and what he did and how he embarrassed that midfield, runs the show. But Adam Wharton, I think, is the only one that really walks straight into that team. Does Hillman and Ederson start ahead of Ugarte and Casemiro next to Bruno Fernandes or ahead of Kobbie Mainoo? I'm not fully convinced that they do. And I think they're better at what they do in that position than the likes of Mainoo, Casemiro for his age and longevity and everything like that. Ugarte, I think both of them midfielders could turn out to be Manuel Ugarte's. Don't get me wrong, well done. They are good players where they are. But let's not forget, Manchester United are about to spend another 50 or 60 million pound here on a midfielder that still might not be good enough. And this is where the recruitment needs to take over. This is where the recruitment team needs to go. Have we not already got it? And that, for me, is key. Ugarte can tackle. I think Ugarte can get up and down the pitch. He's got energy. He's got aggression. He's really looking at it in terms of the profile, ready made for the Premier League. He just doesn't cut it with the passing because you need that extra little bit. You need to have something on it. Now, Human can tackle. Human can pass. Human has got vision and he reads the game well. It's the pace, the tempo and everything else of the Premier League. But last time I checked, Sporting were looking for around about 60 to 70 million quid for this guy. I don't think he's worth that. And if 60, 70 million quid out of the coffers to go into next summer and getting the best in class, I don't want him. And that just sounds absolutely ludicrous, doesn't it? Because we need the midfielder in right now. We need somebody else in. So then, and this sounds even crazier, and you're all going to be like, Adam, you're scratching your head here right now. You're scratching your head and thinking about what I'm talking about here right now. It pushes me over back to Douglas Luiz again. And just getting someone in a bit cheaper that's not going to take anything away from what we're going to do next summer. Now, for instance, in this as well, Manchester United have been linked, and you would have heard about this, a goalmate from Seville, the young African central midfielder, 23-year-old, Lucien Agome. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm sorry if I've said that wrong there. Obviously, again, not top level. But the only reason I'm bringing this guy up, and the only reason I think Manchester United might have looked into this in the slightest, and this is me thinking outside the box again and thinking Manchester United might be thinking outside of the box again, is that he has got a history of going out on loan between Inter, between Seville. He's done it a few times now. Could United loan anybody in this summer? That's what we could be doing. I don't know. This is the thing. Is it worth doing anything if they're not better than what we've already got? If it's not a guarantee starting 11 player, what the hell is the point in doing it? And that you might as well try and promote someone from the academy. Maybe give a Jack Fletcher a bit more game time or something like that, integrate him. Maybe Sekou Kone could step forward at some point in the season, but Ruben is not keen on that. He wants a Premier League proven, ready-made midfielder. For me, it brings in two options. And look, I'm not saying we're not going to go out and buy Hillman or Ederson at this point. I'm not saying that we're not going to attempt to buy them or look into it, because we clearly have, because that's what the news is saying this afternoon, that United are obviously looking into Hillman and what the potential of this transfer is. I don't think they're going to spend the money that Sporting want. Honestly, I don't want to sound downbeat. I don't want to sound like I'm a negative here in this. But I think the positive would be, out of everyone that's mentioned, we don't buy anyone. Honestly, we don't. Because I don't think Ruben's going to play them. Unless he's fully convinced. And by the way, there were two options. which I think he might play and might walk into that side. And that's Douglas Luiz, it's 50-50, and Adam Wharton. Adam Wharton is the only player out of all of them that we've mentioned that I know, in my own opinion this is as well, that I think will walk into that starting 11. And Ruben will pick him outright above everybody else that we've got. Nobody else on that list starts ahead of Casemiro and Manuel Ugarte, guaranteed for me. And look, you can have your opinions if you think they're better than that and say that I'm wrong on that. That's just my opinion alone from what I'm watching with Ruben. I just don't think he is going to do it. I don't. I honestly don't think he's convinced by any of them midfielders. The only way that anything else happens in this market now with this is I think that there is a make weight that comes in. And I hate that word. You all know I hate that. God, what's the point? Maybe someone cheaper that's not costing the club money that you could maybe integrate in time and build into something that helps this system play. Because the system is key and the way that Ruben plays it is massive. Is there anybody disciplined in Manchester United that can do that role and what Ruben needs? And it's going to come down to Bruno Fernandes again. I just spoke to my brother on the phone and he said the whipping boy this season for Man United is going to be Bruno Fernandes. It's going to be Bruno. It's always going to be Bruno because he's the one that's going to gallivant and go all over the pitch and do whatever he wants. He's a free spirit and there's nobody has been able to control him. He's not the player to control, but I think there was that mistake in bringing in too many players in a position that he could have played further upfield in, and now we're waiting around for a number 8. This is crucial for Manchester United. It is a massive risk because past that, you are going to have to turn Kobbie Mainoo into something. Can Kobbie Mainoo turn into a number 6? Honestly, and this is where we're at. Do what we do with Kobbie Mainoo or go and buy someone else. The only player that's out there, the only 2 players that I think that are capable of coming in, that have got that Prem-proven quality about them, are Douglas Luiz and Adam Wharton. And now, correct me if I'm wrong and come into the comments and let me know, everybody in the live chat, what you think about that. Because that is where I feel Manchester United are right now. I just don't think they're convinced. I think there is options there. I actually think that Manchester United want Wharton and Baleba. I think they want that midfield for the future of the football club. We've got 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's your thumbnail tonight on the video. 2 weeks left to make a decision. On the goalkeeping side of things, I will come into the comment section. I'm going to have a big piece on this in just a moment, everybody. So I can see the super chats. I can see the chats. Keep them coming in, everyone. I just want to get through as much of the news as I possibly can because I know everybody wants to be updated on everything first of all. And then we will get that in. Please give the video a like if you're loving the content, by the way. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're less than 100 away from 97,000 subscribers. Mental. Thank you, everybody. I've seen a quick comment in there as well. Dango is dynamic, all-action centre midfielder, known as technical ball-carrying ability and passing range. He's not restricted to a specific role, often operating as a box-to-box midfielder. He's already out on loan, mate. Sorry, Ricardo. Didn't want to burst any bubbles, but he's gone. And so too has Toby Collier. And I've seen people asking and scratching their heads as to why United and Ruben Amorim would get rid of Toby Collier at this point. Could he have just not sat there? He clearly isn't good enough. This is what we're saying. Like, we're thinking of players here, and I've just seen it there. But don't forget, these players have been at Manchester United all their lives. And if they were good enough, they would have made the first team. Ruben has been very strict with the academy players. He's not risked anybody. I cannot see Chido Obi getting any game time this season either. Not ready. I can't see any of the Man United midfield coming in and getting any game time. Like I said just a moment ago, could one of them come in and be an option if we are running low? I think there's going to be a chop and change. And this is one point I wanted to make as well. I don't think Ruben Amorim knows what his best team is in that midfield. I think he knows everywhere else on the pitch who's going to play where, apart from the one player next to Bruno Fernandes. That's it. One position would have completely transformed Manchester United's season ahead. I just don't know which way they're going to go with who they're going to bring into it. But the goalkeeping situation as well. Manchester United now have to move fast. We touched on this the other day. Donnarumma is gone. He's heading to City. Galatasaray are in advanced talks with City to take Ederson. So Ederson going to Turkey, and Donnarumma is going to be a Man City player. How devastated are you if you're James Trafford right now? Can we loan a goalkeeper from Manchester City, Man United? Can we go to City and say, can we have one of your keepers? We'll take him on loan and we'll pay his wages for a season. I'll take Trafford or Ortega over bleeding Andre Onana in goal. Good God, like, how are we in a position where they've got all their midfielders there that they're not even using, and they've got all their goalkeepers that they're not using, and we need both of them positions right now? Oh, like, honestly, like, some of the second goalkeepers in the teams above us are better than our first keeper. I've said this before, our third choice goalkeeper is better than our second and our first choice goalkeeper at the football club right now. But Inter Milan now pushing forward very, very quickly on Senne Lammens, and Manchester United could lose out on this one. He does want to come to United. He is open to the move. Obviously, we know about all the reports, but this one has now got to a point where Inter Milan are in talks and definitely pushing forward for this. And United could end up losing out on Senne Lammens to Inter Milan. And like I said at the top, 2 weeks to go for Manchester United to decide if there's room for a keeper and a midfielder. You know that they want Senne Lammens. United know are in talks with Royal Antwerp for Senne Lammens. Are they going to take that away? If United are not going to go for a goalkeeper, it kind of makes me think that they're, again, I've said this before when we were looking at Baleba, looking into bringing in, not bring a goalkeeper in, to save money to buy a goalkeeper. So putting as much into the bank account as we possibly can to go for a midfielder. So to go through them again, Senne Lammens is 13 to 17 million. Manchester United can afford it. I don't know why we're not going for it. The word is that United will only buy a goalkeeper if one of Onana or Altay Bayinde is sold this summer. So that's where we stand with that situation at the moment on the goalkeeping side of things. Onana, Bayinde has to go, or we're not buying a goalkeeper. Honestly, I don't know what they're thinking. Like, honestly, everything else that's happened this summer has been bang on point, and we're going for players that we really do need. The characters, everything that's done, the structure, the way we're selling players, the way we stand in our ground. You know I've loved it. I will never understand how Manchester United feel like the biggest flop and biggest catastrophe on that pitch for the last 2 seasons is worth hanging on to and playing out the season with. And you know who I mean by that. I'm not even going to mention his name because it goes through me. I heard enough of the name when he was playing for Aston Villa today, and that's the guy in midfield. And you know what I mean by that. Just the name alone sends shivers down my spine. And that's the one thing I'm absolutely petrified of tomorrow. I really am. And I think that could be something that scuppers Manchester United. Let's see. Let's see what happens. But when looking at everything that's going on right now with Manchester United, just to break it completely down. First of all, the goalkeeping situation like we just described. No one's coming in unless Bayinde is sold because Onana's not going to go. The midfield situation. Ederson is worth 50 to 60 million pounds for Manchester United. The same for Morten Hjulman, 50 to 60 pounds. Are we going to 50 to 60 million pounds, that is. Not that cheap. Are we going to go and spend that money when we know we need it for next summer? Because Carlos Baleba is going to be a British transfer record next summer. And like Romano said at the top of the show, like I said to you, we are going to be back in for him next summer. That's where we're at with them two. Wharton is valued at about 70 million. That's the price that has been floating around. And it only seems small because we've been talking about Baleba all the time. If you'd have said to me that Man United were going to make a bid for Adam Wharton for 70 million this summer, I'd have laughed in your face. It's only because of Baleba talk coming in that I actually am talking about Adam Wharton. That's it. So, yeah. Wharton 70. I think 70 to 80 gets that deal done. And then the others are 50 to 60 pounds, that is, for Manchester United. Can you see United spending that type of money? Don't think so, do I? Don't think so. By the way, just on the goalkeeping one, Eli Harrison and Radak Vitek are both highly thought of at Manchester United. And if United can get through a season, don't expect us to bring in a goalkeeper past that. I think one of them two will actually make their way into 1 and 2. 1 or 2, and then maybe 1 and 2 going into next season if United do move everybody else on. There is a plan on the goalkeeping side of things. They are very, very keen, and this is why Vitek just signed a contract before he moved to Bristol City. So that has to be kept in mind when looking at this as well. I am going to move on to the outgoing situation in just a moment, but let's get some comments in, everybody. I've been making you wait long enough before you can have your say on everything. So pile in, everyone. If Edison can play alongside Wharton or Belabor next season, I would go for him. A Danish kid at Sporting has pace issues. Again, it's that role, isn't it? And like what he's going to do in that system for Ruben Amorim. How much of the work is Human or whoever comes in going to have to do? We've seen the likes of Manuel Ugarte struggle with this. Just quickly as well, another top performance today from Reddit. Vitek graded as player of the match in today's 0-0 draw for Bristol City. So Vitek is pulling up trees. I'm telling you right now, we are stuck. Manchester United are thinking of Vitek. Honestly, they wanted to give him another year, and this is why United have kept hold of Andre Onana and not bought another goalkeeper in. Like, Vitek was doing the same thing Senny Lammens was doing last season, except he was in the Austrian League and Lammens was in the Belgium League, which is better. To be honest, both playing at the same standard. Now, obviously, Vitek has stepped up and gone into the Championship, which I think is better than the Belgium or the Austrian leagues, to be honest. But again, like marks like that today, this is what I think United are doing behind the scenes. Like, man of the match for Vitek, I think he is definitely in line. That's why he signed the contract. I think United feel like they can save themselves a bit of money by keeping hold of what they've already got. And you know what? Some people will say that that is a smart plan. That's the right way to do it. Develop from within. And this was a big push from Sir Jim Radcliffe, don't forget, when he first walked into Manchester United. Manchester United want to create their own players again, develop their own players. That is a big thing in Ineos's makeup and what they want to do at Manchester United. So, yeah. Brian Robson would be worth 300 million right now. Probably more, honestly. He really would. Last thing Amorim needs to do is not start Onana till the last day of the window and bring Emi or someone else. Running out of time, especially for selling clubs. We need Wharton and Donnarumma. Look, Donnarumma is not going to happen, everybody. We need to stop talking about him now. He's going to Manchester City. It is almost done. And that's come from Romano. I feel the same, even if he has half-decent season, which I doubt. I don't think Barca will buy him. No, they will at 26 million. The word is that that deal is pretty much done, and they will buy Marcus Rashford. We cannot have Marcus Rashford coming back into this club. I would feel like all of the work that was done this summer would have been a complete and utter waste of time. From what I've heard, even if Ruben Amorim doesn't make it through the season and isn't in charge next summer, Manchester United are still not taking back Marcus Rashford. That's almost a guarantee from what's been said. He won't come back, and he will not be playing at Manchester United again. It shudders me imagine having Onana in goal. His blunders last year send shivers down my spine. Someone copying exactly what I said there. I like it. Well, I'm totally with you. Given the midfield market as it is now, I'm happier if the money isn't spent, says Graham. Henry says, I've always wanted Wharton. He is a tactical player suited to United. Go all out for Wharton. Adam, I'm over the fact we're not getting the Labour this season, but we can't afford to waste is that money or waste someone who is never going to be quite right. Keep the money ready for when someone special is available. I'm getting a lot more comments like that now. I'd rather not spend the money because there is no one worth spending it on. There's no one in the market. Loan market, maybe. Don't know. If I'm Man United and you desperately need another midfielder in, I'd try and loan Douglas Luiz from Juventus or something crazy like that. Or you buy Adam Wharton. That's it. I'm not convinced by anybody else. I only want players that are going to come in and be like the ones we've bought so far. Guaranteed to start in the first 11. First names on the team sheet in their position. They're the only players I want. What's the point otherwise? Honestly, I swear, like, what is the point? There is none. You need to have players that are guarantees right now. And at this stage of the window, with what's left in the markets, like everyone's saying in the chat there, I just don't think it's worth it. I really don't think it's worth it for Manchester United at this point. Stu Cantona says, still don't understand that not playing Heaton, no. He's miles better than Bayende and Onana. He doesn't stop me breathing when the ball comes to him in the box like Onana and Bayende. It is nerve-wracking watching them two play out from the back, isn't it? It really is. Gabriel was outstanding for the youth team against Everton this morning. Yes, the future is bright for Manchester United. It's just not ready yet. That's all. A 14-year-old and a 16/17-year-old in Ibrahimov, stars of the show today. Again, Wayne Rooney's lad Kai on the bench today for the under-18s. Crazy stuff. And Manchester United's doing work behind the scenes. It's just the painful bit in all of this is not having these players now and being able to do something this season with them. That is the killer right now for all Manchester United fans. We want something for this season. Otherwise, we are going to struggle, everybody. We are going to struggle big time. Everyone's saying, don't buy a midfielder. Do you want to finish out of the Europe? Because that's what we're saying by saying don't buy one. But, Carl, who are you going to buy? Who are you bringing in? Who is the right man to bring in? It's all right saying that, mate, but you need to put a name with it as well. Because do you 100% believe that Ruben Amorim is going to buy someone and then put him in ahead of what we've got there right now? That's what that player has to be. And is there a guarantee out there? Because there's no point in spending money now if that player's going to sit on the bench while Amorim tries to ease him in. He needs to be bang on the money. There's only one player, I feel, that does it, and that is Adam Wharton. Don't forget, everybody, on Monday night, we're going to be doing a call-in show over on Big Up as well. That is going to be our call-in for what we're, from what we've watched over. I might actually do it tomorrow, actually, and get it out of the way after the game. So, yeah, on my way back from the game, let's see what we can sort out. I might just set that up and do a call-in show for everybody. In terms of Douglas Luiz, by the way, and Manchester United's interest, this shows you exactly where we're at. Nottingham Forest are close to getting Douglas Luiz deal done. This is from Romano. After personal terms agreed, as said yesterday, deal imminent. Also with Juve and Nottingham Forest are confident. He is the... Let me just bring this up even more right now. He's the next after Calimundo. Muendo, I think that's how we say it, Muendo, Kelly Muendo, and Hutchinson as negotiations at final stages with Juventus. Forest starting to actually move in the transfer market. Looks like Tottenham are getting close to signing the Richie Eza as well. Very, very difficult league right now. And this is where I have fought with myself throughout this transfer window. United doing good business, but nobody else is going to stay still. And United have to do that little bit more. The problem is, I think we may be missing the two key positions which could really scupper us this season, which is the midfield and, of course, the goalkeeper. That's my biggest fear now, my biggest worry. We will be more competitive. We will be a lot better than what we was last season. Not having Champions League football is going to help Manchester United challenge. And I do think we could challenge still for the top four. I'm still standing by that. I don't think we will make it, though. I think we will fall short. I think United can get fifth this season. I really do. I just think the character of the team is totally different, and that will carry us forward a lot more. If we make Old Trafford a fortress, we can make top four. And that will be tomorrow. That will be the big test tomorrow. We'll make fifth, sorry, not top four. I think we'll challenge, don't get me wrong. We will challenge, but I think we will fall short just because of the midfield and the goalkeeper. Andre Onana more than anybody really just dampens my mood and my hopes. He really does. That's what happens. Caicedo isn't anywhere near 150 million, 70 million max, just because Cash Gravy Clear Lake got desperate, got taken to the cleaners. We shouldn't spend 120 on Baleba. Caicedo's the first name on the team sheet for a World Club Cup champions in Chelsea. Anybody would take Caicedo in their side right now, so he probably is worth 100 million. We're getting fifth with this central midfield. I admire your positivity, Adam, but it's not happening. Totally disagree with you, Carl. Always going to disagree with you, mate. But you're more negative, I'm more positive. That's totally fine. That's why we get on so well, because opposites attract, and that's our conversation all the time. But yeah, we're going to have a long old season having that debate, aren't we? And look, there's no harm in feeling positive about what's coming. Negative in what's coming is no move for Jadon Sancho, but Romano has updated us on Jadon Sancho today. Deadwood needed to be moved. Is definitely going to be a big thing for United. I feel like United right now, with Jadon Sancho in particular, and Romano has updated us on this, I thought United would accept Roma's bid. Yes, Roma's bid is going to be accepted by Manchester United, but like Romano has said today, it's all down to Jadon Sancho. The only thing that matters is Jadon Sancho's opinion now of the deal, and the final decision will lie with him. Roma are still negotiating with Jadon Sancho. Look, if you could just give me that bit of news this weekend that Sancho has agreed terms with Roma and this deal is moving forward, I feel a little bit better than where I was yesterday and today. Watching everyone else play and making these big moves. Look, United, you don't know, tomorrow they might smash it, but I need something concrete in the transfer market. And even if it is a player leaving, one of the Deadwood and one of the bomb squad players, that will still do me. That will still keep me happy as a Manchester United fan. It will. So, yeah, that I think is... I pray that it's getting closer, but I still worry because it's the greedy swine, Jadon Sancho. And I just think that right now, I'm sort of 50-50 on it. With him in control of this and him having the final say on it, that's what worries me massively with it. And as long as he's not happy, United are just not going to get that deal done. They're really not. And that, I feel, is why I'm not confident that this one will happen with Roma either. But look, Juventus are about to sell Douglas Luiz. Does Jadon Sancho's approach to this, and are Jadon Sancho's representatives holding out after conversations with, obviously, the likes of Juventus, saying, look, we're about to sell a player so we can come in and get you now. I know it was always Nico Gonzalez was reported, but you just don't know. With Juventus having money from Douglas Luiz, and maybe they will now dip into the market for Jadon Sancho. I don't know. You're trying to think about what actually might happen, don't you, now? And you put two and two together with potential deals that are happening elsewhere. And I think that that's where this one is at with Jadon Sancho now. I think we're looking here at a potential move for Jadon Sancho to Roma. But don't count out Juventus coming in now, because that's Jadon Sancho's preference. Apparently, he's already agreed terms with Juventus. So I think he's just prolonging this. I think he's stalling just to see if Juventus come back in. I think there is. It's up to Roma. Like, if Roma match up to what Juve are offering, then game on. But Roma haven't got Champions League money like Juventus, so Juventus are always going to pay more. And United obviously feel like they have got a better deal with Roma right now. Willing to accept that, but Jadon Sancho is standing his ground because, like I said, I believe Jadon Sancho is definitely waiting out for Juventus. And if Douglas Luiz, like Romano says, ends up going to Forest, maybe, just maybe, we will see some movement on that. Please keep liking the video as well, everybody. Get them likes in. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. And yeah, let's move forward and let's just see. Right, hang on a minute. I think I've just had something delivered and I need to get a password for it. Bear with me, everybody. It's the nightmare. Oh, for God's sake. Like, literally, I'm doing a live stream and like Amazon's downstairs. Like, box is damaged. I need to check it. Like, seriously? Are you supposed to come tomorrow? You can't win with them, can you? All right, let me just check this out now. Sorry, everyone. Right, where is it? Where is it? Where is that? When Amazon send you a parcel, like, where did he send you the code? Is it to your email? Right, where is it? Right, okay. I've found it. I've found it. I'm just going to send it downstairs now by a text message. Look, this is all happening right now. Oh, I pressed the wrong bleeding button now. For God's sake, my head's gone on it. Heading out for a nice birthday meal tonight as well. So hence the earliest show. Tried to have some form of day off today because obviously it's my birthday. And I'm trying to sort out loads of things all in one go. Right. Let's have a... You gotta love it, haven't you? Everything happens in one go, doesn't it? So Kaz the legend, she's just going to check the box for me now. I've just been sent a picture of it. I mean, Christ tonight, what are these guys doing with these boxes, man? Oh my days. Oh, I don't envy him doing that job, but come on, it's not that difficult to keep a box intact, is it? Just don't pile everything on top of each other. You know the way it goes. Stack the heavy stuff at the bottom and then you go lighter. Oh, I don't know. Jack with a super chat says, just want to say happy birthday, mate, for tomorrow. Have a couple of drinks on me. Hope United get a good result as well. 2-1 United, I'm saying. Up the Reds. Bang on, mate. Let's have the positivity in 2-1. By the way, everybody, we will be talking... let's see, happy birthday, says Jace. Yeah, it's tomorrow my birthday as well, but thanks for that, mate. Going out for a meal tonight just to celebrate it because we're at the game and I'm going to be so busy tomorrow. I don't care. I love my football and it is just what it is. So I tried to take a little bit of a break today because it's what's the name in it? It's game day, opening weekend. By the way, should you guys be up for more watch-alongs? Like, should we be doing more watch-alongs here on YouTube? Obviously we've got the other channel as well, so we can do other watch-alongs. Would people be interested in that when I'm not at the game? Should we do watch-alongs here on FUTV like we did in the summer with United on pre-season tour? We did a couple there. They went down really well, to be honest. But yeah, just let me know if that's something that you'd want to see on the channel. Obviously it's our channel and I'd like you guys to have your say on things as well and what content you like. Maybe I should do a poll on the community tab on YouTube as well, just to see what you're all thinking. Stop fishing for birthday greetings. It's your birthday tomorrow. Yep, I'm going out for a meal tonight, so people need to know, Graham, why I'm out early on the live stream. You've got to think ahead, Graham. This is what you've got to do in my position, buddy. And I have to be fully prepared, because tomorrow I might just forget about it because it's game day. And all I'm thinking about tomorrow is Arsenal. That's it. So tonight, a few drinks. Going to an Italian, actually. So, nice. 100%. Definitely people saying go for the watch-alongs. Right, okay. I'll have a think. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do a poll, community post on that one, just to gauge and see where everyone's at. But look, I'm going to wrap things up there. I'm going to go and enjoy my night. You go and watch Manchester City against Wolves. I'll do the same. I'll keep an eye on that game. We'll be back tomorrow morning with all the content early doors on match day, 8 o'clock on Forever United TV. We'll have the paper round on Football Talks as well. And then we're going to get into the full match day experience, everybody, here on Forever United TV. It is back. Football is back, finally. Thank you. Thank God. Until tomorrow, everybody. And I will be going over all of the news as always, because I think the first day of the season has taken preference today. So let's move forward. Let's see what tonight brings. I'm sure there will be news sneaking around. I'll have you fully covered. Don't forget, the Sunday papers are always interesting when it comes to what's happening in the transfer market. Just a little warning. Cheers, everybody. I will see you all in the morning. Have a fantastic evening, whatever you're doing. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, please.